All right, 10 minutes, not bad. So now we can create a couple more edge loops. So I'm going to create one right here to make this edge sharp so that it's only going from there to there to there instead of all the way to there. And then I'll create another one here like that. Okay, so I've now sharpened up those two edges. Oh, and I'll make one here as well, which is good. And then I want another one here because otherwise it's stretching it all the way from there to there. So that doesn't look very good. So I'm going to add another loop cut right there and drag that back. Cool. All right, so now it's looking pretty good, but you can see that this area here is really rounded because we haven't got that loop cut like we had here, okay? So let me show you how we would do that. So we would just add a loop cut, right? And I'll pull this across like you would, like we did before, and then I'll add another loop cut right here, okay? Just like what we did over here, okay? So that's given us the extra geometry. Whoops. It's given us the extra geometry right here so that it's now just make it a sharp edge. However, look at what we've done to our horn. Our horn suddenly has something that we don't want, right? Which is extra. We don't want that edge on our horn, okay? So this is a problem that I created deliberately because you come across this a lot when you're modeling something. Like you'll be modeling a car and you'll think like, oh, I need to add an edge loop here to sort of make this edge sharp. But you don't realize that as you're hitting as you hit Control R and you pull it up, right, when you finally zoom out, you realize that that edge loop goes all the way around your model, and now you've got a sharp edge where you didn't want there to be a sharp edge. So this problem is, it's very common. Okay, so how do we fix this? Well, there's a couple of ways. The old way that I used to do it when I was learning was I would just grab these pieces and I would like pull them out, and then I grab this one and I would pull that out, and that does sort of round it, but then you've got this horrible edge that's stretching across there. And although it doesn't look like a problem right now, if you were to do sculpting or you wanted to rig this at some point, or even just create like a nice edge, that's going to be a problem. Oh, my phone is ringing. One sec. Sorry about that. That was the wife. Old ball and chain checking up on me. No. Okay, but a better solution instead of doing that is to try to turn the edge loops in on themselves, or try to prevent them from interrupting the parts of the mesh that you don't want it to. So what we're trying to do is get rid of this edge across the horns here, okay? We want it here, and it's okay even if it's here, but we don't want it to stretch out over here. So what can we do? Well, if you look, the solution is actually already here, okay, on our previous step. If we could get that to, instead of splitting and going down here across the top, to instead turn down in on itself and connect to here like that, then this would remain the one single edge across the horn, and we would still have that. So that's what we want to do right now. So how do we do this? Well, the same method that I showed you in the first video, which is to select the edge that you want to move like this. Click, click, and then finally click. Okay, and then to double tap G and then pull it across like that. And then if we were to remove the doubles, removes the 11 vertices, now you can see we've got rid of that edge loop across the top there, but we've still got it everywhere else, okay? By the way, someone mentioned in the comments that instead of doing that double tap G thing, that I could instead use the dissolve edge or collapse edge, and those did work for that situation, which is true. But for this specific situation, we actually do want to do this, because then we have an actual control over where this line actually goes. So that's why we're doing it like this. If we were to just remove this edge like that and just type in hit dissolve edge, then we wouldn't get it and we'd have to pull that up or whatever. So I just prefer to just do this. And also I like seeing it. Like there's something about when you just hit that and it says dissolve edge, you sort of like have to reorient yourself as to like what exactly happened with my mesh. But here it's very easy to see because you can see it moving. Anyways, so remove the doubles there. And there we go. So we do have this little mess here, but this is very easily fixed because that's the 4 points. So we're fine there. If we just hit F, it will automatically eliminate the 2 triangles and just make one face out of it. So, oh yeah, we have to do the same thing down here. So first of all, add in 1 edge loop down there. Did I not have I didn't have an edge loop down there, did I? Okay, all right. Well, creating one now. Grab this and all the way up there. And now double tap G, pull that down, clear it, and now hit F to make a face out of that. And there we go. So this is, you might think this is a very unique case, but this is the sort of problem solving that you constantly need to do when you're modeling something. Because as I mentioned, nobody knows, no modeler knows, despite how good they are, how they're going to approach something until they get to it. And they start realizing that, oh man, this edge loop, which I need for the car's, trim, wraps all the way around the tail light. And now when I make it sharp, it makes this horrible edge on the tail light or something. That's just something that you notice and you have to overcome it as you go. And you'll get a lot better at it. And at the start, you will feel a little bit incompetent and like, I don't know what I'm doing. Just make mistakes, break things, as Mark Zuckerberg's famous, what do you call it, philosophy? Move fast and break things. But yeah, you'll pick it up as you go, and you'll learn by watching more and more tutorials as well on how different modelers approach different things, and you'll be like, oh, I didn't think of that. You can do that, you can do this, whatever. Anyways, so that's it. We have solved that little problem there. And we